Hello everyone, this is the Bovine Terror, and today we will be continuing Bastilles and Brontotheres, my D&D campaign. Last time, our heroes battled a giant pair of Gigantopithecus and succeeded in scaring them off with the help of their brand new lizard humanoid companion, Garrow. Unfortunately, not all of our heroes survived the battle. Winnie was slain in a desperate attempt to break Dance away from the fight after sustaining critical damage. However, through the power of Christmas magic, James invoked his one-time unreasonable DM favor and brought Winnie back to life, along with boosting Hugh's stats a little. Garrow was revealed to be the player's guide, and they explained that their mission was to kill a young dragon who had been experimenting on humanoids to create reptile-humanoid hybrids that would be more complacent to the rule of dragon overlords, and then free those same humanoids. The group then traveled to a great sea, where they met the boat person, Chiron, and their animal companion, Midiosaurus, who carried the party across the sea on their big banana boat. They arrived in northern Africa and traveled to the camp of the young dragon, which was found to be guarded by dozens of dragon soldiers. Garrow showed our heroes a secret tunnel that led into the tent of the dragon, and Noodlet and Julian went into the tunnel to spy on the dragon. After some sneaking around and stealing a mysterious bottle full of liquid, Noodlet took an unfortunate tumble, revealing himself to the dragon and her guards. Noodlet dashed back through the tunnel to escape, while Julian quickly exited the front opening of the tent into the rest of the camp. Julian used his incredible mobility to easily escape the clutches of the dragon and run back to the rest of the group. Meanwhile, Noodlet meets back up with Garrow in the tunnel and finds a wall of acid is now filling the tunnel behind them, threatening to melt them both alive. And that is where we begin today's chapter of Bastilles and Brontotheres. Alright, to start out, Tom, will you roll me a reflex save?
So that's 24.
Okay. So as you are frantically scrambling through the tunnel away from the acid, the acid starts to singe your feet a little bit, but you are just able to run yourself fast enough to get out of the tunnel and get out right as you see the acid starting to just kind of pool out over the outside of the entrance. So right in front of you, breathing heavily, Garrow says, well, that was close. Well, we can't use that tunnel anymore. I think they know we're there. So we might have to come up with a new strategy for taking this base out. We should probably meet up with everybody else and figure out a plan. Julian eventually makes their way back to the rest of the group, as does Noodlet and Garrow. And so you guys are now all together. So Garrow says, alright, so Sneaky's probably out of the question now because they know that we're here, but they don't know exactly where we are, so do you guys have any ideas on what we should maybe do to kind of take this place out?
Do we have access to a plane?
To a plane?
Yep, an aeroplane.
This is not Indiana Jones.
Can we build one?
Wait. Why do you think you have access to a plane?
Garrow has been very resourceful so far. Maybe he also has a bomber.
No, he doesn't have that. Or sorry, they don't have that. Or also remember, Garrow's gender neutral. I keep misgendering my own fucking character. So yeah.
Does Garrow know the topography of the area, the geography? Does he have a map, potential exploitive points for us to sneak into? Or, are we able to see where we can go from?
They don't have a map per se, but they explained that that the secret entrance was the tunnel that they went through. But that's not an option anymore. But the general areas that the base camp is kind of built on top of a mesa, where it's kind of a hill and it's kind of flat on top, so they're kind of camped out on top of that. So it's largely flat ground where the camp is, but you could walk up the side of the hill, and you'd be largely hidden from above unless they were right at the edge looking out below. There are trees kind of leading up to the area, but it's it's the area that you're in is kind of a grassland right now, so it's not the easiest way to approach above ground in a stealthy way. But potentially you could go at night and it would be a little bit stealthier, and you might be able to hide in the grass as you approach the mesa and then get up on top. So that's kind of what Garrow says.
I see. What about the possibility of deception? Could we enter the grounds with the, can we act friendly and then get in and then cause havoc?
I have an idea. We can murder 2 of the lizard people and wear their faces on our
Okay.
deception.
Well, both of your ideas could definitely work. So if you want to try it out, like, go for it. Like, what would you guys like to try to do?
Wait, how many of us are there? All 3 of us? Scarrow.
Yeah, so it's you guys, your animal companions, Garrow, and the boat person has mysteriously disappeared.
I don't
believe
think
it-
Noodler
I
would
believe it
do a
would be
very good job
interesting.
wearing lizard face. I don't know how good
I think
with a woolly
that
mammoth.
we need to go further. We need to strip the entire lizard body of all of its skin and wear it like an overcoat.
I agree.
Okay. So, okay, as you guys say that, Garrow says,
Priority rules.
by the way, that reminds me, I noticed that you guys don't have armor and you don't have great weapons. Do you want me to teach you how to make, like, armor out of animal hide and how to make better weapons and tools?
Hell yeah.
Say no more.
So are you guys good to spend like half a day learning how to do that with them?
Yes.
Of course. I've got those dragon scales and dragon claws, remember?
That's true. You can make some good armor with that.
I apparently have a scraper.
Yeah, so those are all of your tools for
What's a
making
scraper?
stuff. Okay, I might get this wrong. I'm going to try to get it right. I'm sorry I got it wrong last time. No, wait, no. I remember now. I wrote down everything because I was an idiot and I was like, I can write it down. I have a whole thing that tells me everything I need to know, and I didn't write down what the tools do. Okay, so if you guys look at the tools that you have, I don't remember exactly what everybody has, but so if you have a hand axe is used for skinning and roughly cutting up meat. A chopper is used to smash open bones and nuts. A scraper is used to dress hides. A backed knife is used to slice meat finely and precisely. A denticulate, which is the thing I fucked up last time, that one is used to carve and shape wood. The bone sewing needle is what I thought that was, and that one is used to sew hides into finer clothing and armor than you could without the needle. So if you don't have the needle, you make like really shitty armor, but and like clothing, but if you have the needle, you can make really good stuff. And then a fighter starting kit, it's a flat board with a rotating stick that creates friction to light fire. It's literally you put your hands together over the stick and rub them back and forth to start it. And then there's a jewelry working kit, which none of you have because only dwarves have that. Now, what I want all of you to do is something crazy. So, under your skill table, you see how it says craft and it's blank? Okay, so James left, so that's fine. So we'll figure that out later. We'll figure out James's stuff
Bye,
later.
James.
But under craft, I either want you to add a new row for extra things if you need it, or fill in that blank. But I want you to add a craft armor, craft weapon, and craft tools. Okay, so now that you guys have all that there, so now when you guys level up in the future, you can now put ranks into these crafting things. So when you're making new tools, you can do that. So Garrow then provides you guys with some basic stone. It's not workable stone, but it's stone that you can use to enhance things. So if you guys wish and you want to make some of your weapons better than wooden, you can roll a craft check and see if you can make some better things. Do you guys want to do that?
Excellent. Yeah. Does it have to be a weapon I already have?
No, you can make a new one. If basically, so for you, because you use a bow, I would recommend you could make some some unworked stone arrows.
Problem is, I don't think I'm currently holding a bow. I forgot to pick it up.
I think no, I think we just forgot to write it in, but you do have a bow.
Okay, I have a bow.
If you can add that to your sheet, that would be good. Okay, and then what did you get on your roll, Tom?
5.
Okay, so you and then Nick, what did you get?
Total 14.
14. Okay. So
I'm adding the +7 intelligence bonus, right?
yes.
Excellent.
Wait, so
14.
is that 14 total with the 7? Okay.
Yep.
And then James, did you want to try to make your spear better?
Absolutely.
So James got a 23. Nick, you said you got a 14. And Tom, you said you got a 5. Okay, so
5.
Noodlet is having a hard time grasping how this works.
Fair.
You have big meaty Neanderthal hands, and so you're having a hard time being
What did Noodlet get?
nice about this. Noodlet got a 5. So you're having a hard time doing this, and you're not really able to make any new, better arrows. So for now, you'll just have to stick with the arrows you have. Julian does make 5 stone arrows. So if you can, I think there should be like an ammo area. If you can just put in there 5 stone arrows to just keep track of that.
Yep, I will
then-
find that.
If you're going to use those stone arrows, you have to say that you're using them, and the damage of those stone arrows is... Oh, you also get to choose what head shape you want. So they'll do different things depending on what shape you use.
Yeah, they do.
So you can either use a narrow tip, a large tip, or a jagged tip. So the narrow tip
Mhm.
gives a +2 accuracy against small animals, but a -4 damage against large animals.
Sorry, you say that one again. That was the narrow tip.
Yeah, it's the narrow tip. The
Mhm.
large tip is a +1 damage against large mammals and reptiles with no penalty. The jagged tip is a +2 damage against humanoids, but a -2 damage against large mammals and reptiles.
Large.
Okay, so just write down that you have 5 stone arrows with the large tip for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then that will mean, and that those arrows do a D6 damage instead of a D4 damage. James, you make an absolutely phenomenal new two-handed spear.
Great.
So
That's all I ever deserved. Some luck after somehow getting Winnie killed.
that's true.
Will never happen again.
Okay, so your two-handed spear, now that it is made of stone, does a D8 of damage, and then if you want to keep the same head shape that you had before, you can, but if you want to change it, you can do that as well. So the current head shape you have is Hide Piercer, does +2 damage against large terrestrial mammals, but a -2 against reptiles. The other options you have are a Harpoon, which does a +2 damage against aquatic animals and a -2 damage against large terrestrial mammals, or a Scale Splitter, which does a +2 damage against reptiles, -2 damage against large terrestrial mammals. Do any of those sound good or not?
I think I'll stick with my Hide Piercer.
Okay, cool. So you'll have a
Yeah.
Hide Piercer. I'll just change it on your sheet. Your two-handed
Alright.
spear now does a 1d8 of damage.
Beautiful.
So yeah, there you go. Okay, so
Thank
you
you.
guys made better stuff, and then Garrow then says, so we'll have to keep our eyes out for animals that we kill, because then we can use their hides to make armor out of them. And just an out-of-game thing, just so you know, Nick, because you are an element mender, you don't get to wear armor.
Oh,
Yeah, so you just have to rely on your dexterity to
I
save.
see. I see. And my HP of 6.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Okie dokie.
so cool. You guys got some better stuff. That's good. And we
No,
can.
no.
Huh?
Where's my armor? I have the right to have armor.
Oh yeah, so I guess yeah, if you do have material to make armor, so if you want to do that, you can attempt to do that. So you have the dragon scales, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
have dragon scales, dragon claws, and there's one more thing.
okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, I guess if you wanted to use a dragon claw, for a dragon claw or a dragon fang instead of the stone, you could do that. It would do more damage if you wanted to do that instead.
Which weapon would do more damage?
Your two-handed spear. You can't make your dildo better.
Fair enough. But if I use one of the fangs, for example, what would that do to my spear?
It would make it do a D10 damage instead of a D8.
Do it.
Okay, so you're going to use one of your dragon fangs for that. I'm going to just say, because we didn't say exactly how many dragon fangs you got, I'm going to just say that you got 3, so now you have 2. I'm just going to put that in there.
Okay.
And then for the claws, I'm just going to say you got 4. So you have 4 of those. Okay, so then dragon scales, if you want to make armor, you can do a craft armor, and you'll use all of the dragon scales to try and make armor. This will be medium armor, because that's the best you can wear as a rider.
Alright. So do you want me to roll?
If you want to do it, go for it, yeah.
I do want to do it. 3, 2, 1. 5.
5? Okay.
Plus 4 is 9.
5 plus 4... Okay, cool. So you attempt to make armor, but the armor's way more complicated, and you get it all together, and you get it into what you think is going to be a good shirt. You, like, put the shirt on, and all of the scales fall off. So you give up for now. You won't have any armor for now, but you do keep your scales. Okay, actually, something I just realized, I'm sorry I made you guys add this, but I didn't realize I did this for James already. So I just did craft weapon, head, and tools all in one thing. Oh, James, you actually need... Okay, so what I'm going to do is that you guys can combine the craft weapon and tools into the same one, so that way you don't have to spend as many points getting it better. And then, James, I will say, please add a new column for your craft armor.
A new row, you mean?
A new row, yeah, sorry. Cool, so you guys got a little bit stronger, that's good. So you guys are gonna go try to kill some of the Draken and take their skin?
Yes.
Okay.
All the skin from their entire body.
Okay. Alright, so, how do you want to accomplish this?
Do we have anyone accomplished at opera singing?
I think my character used to be in the school play, but opera wasn't really his forte.
He was in another line of work.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't quite use something, not their voice. but other
Perhaps
parts.
our resident performer can put on a little show and suggest
Distraction.
the-
I can
Oh,
say
do it as a
nothing.
distraction.
If you put some background music on, my character can, you know, do a bit of a striptease.
Lionel Richie, I reckon we should put
Get
on
those
for it.
abs
And
rocking.
Okay,
Does-
here's what I'm gonna say.
Does
Really?
Julian know the words to Silent Whisper?
then... Careless Whisper, it's called, not silent.
Thank you, Careless Whisper.
Probably not, but you could sing a song if you wanted. Alternatively, what I can say is we can have Chris's character. It was Chiron. That was Chris's character's name. We can have Chiron. If you really want, we can have Chiron. Because Chiron is a like plays music and they do magical music. If you want Chiron to play like sexy jazz music or something for you, James, I will allow that.
Do it.
Okay, cool.
Well,
All right.
consider it.
Dress up as George Michael as well. That's the most important thing. With the long, luscious hair. I reckon that would be the perfect distraction.
Can we use some grass as James's hair?
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
So we hold James down, we attach grass to his head,
Okay.
and then we let him.
So who's trying to make James look different?
Well, I want myself to look attractive to the reptiles.
I don't really know how you're gonna accomplish that, but
If you're too attractive, though, they'll take you into their lair. That's the problem.
Well,
And-
they'll attempt to, and then we'll come out with our penetrative spears.
Okay, is that what you? So you guys want to try to disguise James, with grass, and then try to convince them to come and get you, and then you're gonna ambush them.
Yeah, he can. So James can like slowly back away and then keep looking over his shoulder and give a little wiggle of the hips and a little beckon with his finger. You know,
I was thinking more of
Hello?
the hen house kind of guy rips his shirt off and starts like doing all the dance moves. And
What about
moving
Magic
his
Mike
hips.
style?
Like
Get the 6-pack, just like work that pole. Find a pole
Yeah.
or a tree and just
Yeah,
work it.
find a tree to do a pole dance, or maybe a tree dance, if you will, and get the reptiles surrounding me, touching my chest. And,
Oh, the bark on the tree though, it's just gonna make your junk just you're gonna have a lot of splinters and everything.
well, don't think about it. That's ruining the mood.
They might feel sorry for you, and then that would be the perfect.
But we need some
distraction,
good
though.
music. We need some good
Trevor's
music.
gone.
I'm here. I'm still here.
No, he's gone. We grossed him out
No, this is funny.
because we made the ultimate game plan.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how do we guarantee that we don't have like 150 lizard men chasing us, James?
That's the risk we're gonna have to take.
I think we
with
need to
them
find
having
an
their way.
outpost where there's maybe 2 or 3 guards or 1 guard, and just
Very smart.
and once they're closer to me, you guys can come from both sides and spit roast him.
Yep, down.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
So
Then I'll get the other orifice.
okay, so what I'll say is that
Spear hole.
okay, so what I'll say is that you guys can definitely do this easily. The only thing I will say is that you can just start. I might have oh yeah. Also, do you guys want to do this at night or during the day?
Oh, night would have more of an effect, I reckon, with some
Sunset.
lights.
I need people's inhibitions to be slightly lowered.
I reckon night, and we put on a show. Like we have lights and stardom, just like colorful lights, and then it could be way more seductive. During the day, you just lose the effect.
Yeah, we definitely
That's
need
why
a bit of a light
Bronco-
show.
Yeah,
Do we-
exactly.
Have LEDs in this Paleolithic era?
Definitely not.
Do we have access to lighting that they use in like strip clubs and everything like that? Doesn't James have? Can't he bring some from his era because he is in that line of work?
Well,
I've been
so
here for months, but I can't actually find a way back.
He doesn't have a PowerPoint.
Ah, that's. Oh no, we'll just get a generator.
now what I will say is that
We'll use your portable battery, Nick, that you've got in your pocket. We'll use that. That'll power it.
I mean, this one?
Yeah. No, the bigger one. No, the much bigger one.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
I left the other one in Brisbane.
Uh,
The biggest boy.
okay, so what I can say is that because the boat person, Chiron, is magic, they can magically produce lights. So if you want, they can make magic jazz music and lighting for
Can we
Hugh
have
to
some
dance to.
confetti as well? Just like at the very end when he's like the grind and then just confetti pops out.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. Okay, so
No,
here's what we'll do.
Can you
I
give me some
reckon-
props? Like, give me a chair so I can hump over that and just show how strong I am by lifting it up my head with one hand.
Can we have like a
Yeah.
bucket of water that comes down? Just like you have like a little, just like you pull it down. It's like in Shrek 2, where they're doing like the dancing at the end, and then the water just comes down and just makes them really wet and soaking moist.
Yeah, okay.
And you have a see-through shirt as well, so you know what you're in for.
Okay, so here's what we can do. So, Firchlos can go and like suck a bunch of water into his trunk, and then like shoot it up in an arc over like a train. So we can do that.
Excellent.
And
Virtual's
then
my boy.
as for chairs, there aren't really chairs, so you could just get like a log, I guess, and do that.
Can we cut down a tree and do it like that?
Yeah,
can
that,
we
that
craft-
work.
Can we cut down a tree and James or Nick can use their crafting ability to make a chair?
Sure, you can do that.
One
Okay.
of you have better crafting than my luck with rolling, so
I've got a +7 on crafting.
yeah, you can make the chair.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
avoid splinters, so it doesn't hurt as much.
You can just do a flat craft check to make like a chair out of that. So Virtuoso like pushes it down a tree, and you guys get a like section of it. So go for it. Make a craft check to do that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep, I roll a 10 +7, 17.
Okay. You make a pretty decent chair. It's not anything spectacular, but it's there. So you make that.
Does it have splinters in it? That's the big problem.
No, you smooth it out pretty well.
so
and
it's nice and
largely
smooth. Okay,
splinter-free.
that's good.
It's
that's
not. It's
good.
not like you don't have like sandpaper to make it smooth, but like it's not just like a rough, just spiky thing. So it's
That's
decent.
alright. We'll
Okay,
do
so
the
then
job.
the
That's
next thing I
amazing.
will say is that one of you should roll a stealth check at night to walk around the perimeter and identify a good place to single out somebody and or like, to single out a few guards and get them to come over to you. You can have if you want Garrow to do it, you can, but I think Garrow's stealth bonus is not the greatest. Yeah, their stealth bonus is only a +2.
I've got a +4. What do other people have for stealth bonus?
I'm a +6, but I'm busy making a chair.
That's true, actually. All right, James. What about you?
I
I've got
can't
a
imagine.
+4 stealth bonus.
Do you want me to? Oh well, if you're doing the dancing, do you want me to lure them away?
Yes.
Well, of course,
Yeah.
I'm doing the stuff. I'm doing the dancing, and you guys are stealthily coming from the sides and surprising the opposition.
Okay, so I'll roll. A
Oh,
stealth.
yeah.
Well,
I'll do a
wait.
stealth check.
We will do that in a second, but first, like, you're scouting out the area to see where James should start
Oh, well,
dancing.
to scout the area, I'd be happy to do that.
Yummy.
Okay, then go for it, James.
Got an 18, and my stealth is +4, so 22.
So you sneak around, you easily identify that there's a spot kind of on the backside of the camp where there's a few people stationed, but there's no one else close by, so you could easily lure, like, 3 of them down the hill toward where you're dancing.
Here's the issue: do we need to make a stage, like a stage somewhere, and we put the chair on the stage? That's what I'm thinking. If you want to make a proper show, we're like,
If we make a stage, how are we gonna have a stripper tree?
no, we'll put it near a tree so that it can be part of the set.
Well, if we're going to make a stage, we might as well make a set of, you know, we've got to have a pole, we've got to have a chair. You know,
Are there poles? Are there poles around, Trevor?
I mean, okay, there aren't
Or is tree the
poles.
closest one to a pole?
A tree would definitely
Random.
be the closest thing, but you could also, like,
Okay.
break off, like, a branch and then, like, make it into a pole, I guess, and just stick it in the ground. You could do that.
Do that.
Mm.
I don't suppose there's one random stick of bamboo in Africa.
No. It's mostly acacia trees around you right now. You're in kind of a grassland environment, so... Oh, that's another thing. Environmental stuff. Actually, you know what? Screw that. We're gonna worry about that later. Okay. If you guys want to make a whole stage, you have to keep in mind that you're going to be putting up a stage close to the people where they can see you. So if you're gonna do that, you're gonna run the risk of them seeing you.
What about a good stealth check to make sure that... Wait, what would we have to roll to be able to be stealthily undetected for creating a stage?
If it's a whole stage, you have to roll really high. If you're just gonna go stick a pole there and
Honestly-
then dance around that, that's gonna be much easier.
I've been acclimatized to the sort of forestry for months now, and I can adapt to, you know, sexy dancing.
You're the
in
one
the
putting on the
forest.
show, James. So it's up to you how you want to put on the show.
Well, I can tell you that I don't need it.
Okay, we won't do it.
Right. We have our
I
fair.
can
do-
improvise upon the trees, it'd be nice to have that solitary chair in the middle of the forest. Almost a platform on which to commit these imagined acts.
Well, yeah.
with
So
the
you'll
lizards.
have the chair and you'll have a tree that you can easily use.
Yeah, that would be enough for me.
Cool. Okay, so now what I'm going to have you do is, you guys set up the tree that you're gonna be at with the chair. I'm gonna say you did it without getting seen. You wait till night. You wait till like kind of sunset, dusk kind of time. So now you have to decide: are you going to try to hide the mammoth and the dinosaur in the grassland to try to ambush, or are you gonna leave them away and then have everyone else hide?
Should we have them as protection though? Like as... Oh, we could make it really kinky with the stage. Like we could integrate it parts. So
Maybe
James, do you...
stand really still and be part of the set.
Oh, maybe they can be like look like padding, sort of like stuffed animals. So like they're really still and they just go with the show.
Well, okay,
Ooh, mammoth would be a pretty comfortable bed.
you do have to keep in mind that the lizard people aren't in on all the jokes that you guys are in on. So if they see a mammoth standing there, they're gonna assume it's a live mammoth. They're not gonna assume it's a statue.
Dungeon Master,
Yes.
I think we should have the two, Noodlet and Julian on Zimmer, sort of riding their animals in stealth mode. How does that sound? And that
Hide behind
will
a
aid
tree
them
with a mammoth.
to rush in and surround these lizard men.
Okay, are you guys
Why
good
they
to
men?
do that?
Gender neutral, buddy. How do you know they're men?
I want them to be men.
It's gender neutral. Come on.
Almost happy with that. I'm gonna send in my dinosaur to do his thing, but her thing? I think I made it a woman. Yeah. I'm gonna send in the dinosaur to do her thing, but I'm gonna hang back and snipe them with my bow and arrow. Because if I get hit by anything, bye.
Okay. Alright, so then, Tom, you are gonna try to stealth with your mammoth.
Oh, should I maybe hang back then to stealth while... Because Julian and I can, like, take them off one by one, and we can aim together while James is doing the exotic dancing. And then while they're so entrenched and glued to the whatever he's doing, we can take them off one by one, and we start at the back so it's least suspecting, and they fall backwards, so like a domino effect. So like if they're in rows, right, you start at the back ones, so we navigate around to the back, we take them out at the back, and then we move to each row if they're in that sort of formation.
Do you have a bow and arrow?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, both of you guys are bow people.
If I wasn't, I probably wouldn't have been suggesting it. So
I think I will try and look friendly until the very last minute. So I will continue dancing, and if lizards get attacked, I will look bewildered and look as if I am concerned for their safety. But whilst they're getting distracted by you two, I will then pull out my spear and penetrate one or two of them.
And at that moment, we can send in the cavalry.
what about the song "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley?
Chiron, know that one?
Weirdly enough, Chiron certainly would know that one.
or can that be the second song in the performance?
Yeah, that could work.
So we do the Careless Whisper, or do we start strong and finish strong, or do we go like we get them into the mood with Careless Whisper, maybe a bit of
I think Careless Whisper is the beginning, but once we start attacking them, it's got to be Never Gonna Give You Up.
Once they turn around and realize they're getting killed. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay, cool. Okay, so and another thing I just wanted to point out, Tom, is that you do have the ability to telepathically communicate simple ideas with your animal companion from up to I think I forget how far it is, like 1,000 feet away, or no, it's 1,000 meters away. So if you want Furchlos to hang like far back and then just run in, you can also do that instead of trying to make Furchlos hide. Because I'm just gonna say Furchlos has a -4 to stealth, so they might see Furchlos if you try to hide with Furchlos.
Our attack plan should have Furchulos arrive last to clean up the mess. I think he should wait in hiding a few hundred meters away. But once the fighting ensues, he can join in.
Yeah, I agree with James on that. Yeah.
Okay.
How fast can Furchlos get there?
So Furchlos can only jog, and they can't sprint.
Jog.
Yeah. So
30 feet per 10 meters.
yeah. Wait. Oh no,
Yeah, that's
it's 30 feet / 10 meters.
Oh.
Like
That's
I was
10
just.
meters per turn.
I initially we were gonna have more people who use feet in this, but everybody uses meters, and I'm okay using meters, so we can just switch everything to meters. Basically, so when you sprint, you triple your base movement speed, and when you jog, you double it. So Furchlos can't sprint. Furchlos can only jog.
Let's just jog. We'll put him a nice distance away, and then he can jog in.
Cool. And then do you also want Baleen to do that? I think Baleen is decent at stealth, but I don't think Baleen is amazing either.
It's 0.
Okay, so not terrible, not great. So do you want Baleen to hang back as well, and just come when Furchlos starts coming?
I think so, because if Baleen is too close, she's going to get noticed.
And because Baleen can't, I think Baleen can sprint. Yeah, Baleen can sprint. But Baleen is also slower, but Baleen will actually be able to run a little faster than Furchlos.
Hmm.
So,
All right.
Cool. So I think that's good plan. All right. So everybody's going to roll a bunch of stuff. So, Nick and Tom, both of you guys roll a stealth check for yourselves. Oh, and James, do you want Winnie to hide and then ambush with everyone else?
Is Winnie fully grown?
Yes, Winnie is fully grown. With the power of love, Winnie fully grew. I forgot to say that in the recap.
Oh,
Power of
excellent.
love. Most powerful source.
Okay, so, did you guys all roll your stealth?
Nope.
I've
Okay.
got 20 for stealth.
Not natural. Wait, did you roll a 20?
No, I rolled a 16, but I got 4 for stealth.
Okay,
So 20.
Cool.
I got a 5 plus 6, 11.
Okay, and then Garrow got a 19. And then, sorry, James, did you say you wanted Winnie to hide with everybody?
I think Winnie should hang out with Furchulos and the other companions, because once again the stealth is a bit of a problem for Winnie. I think they shall be like the late charge that comes to aid the battle.
Well, Winnie's stealth is actually pretty good. Winnie has a +9 to stealth.
Jesus.
Oh, my mistake. Well, let's just go ahead and get Winnie involved in the initial wave.
Okay, so then
So
roll a
Winnie will
stealth.
hide with Noodlet and Julian.
So then roll a stealth check for Winnie.
17 plus 9.
Wow, okay. What should you roll? See, I took out the perform check because, like an idiot, I was just like, they're never gonna need the perform skill. So, I guess, do either a
Maybe
persuasion
deception.
check? Oh wait, persuasion's not a thing. I'm getting mixed up with other D&D. Diplomacy or acrobatics, James, for your performance.
Well, I think I should rely on my charisma. and,
Acrobatics! Do acrobatics!
Actually, I just wanted to
Well, last
clarify
time.
with you, Trevor, since my ability modifiers haven't. Oh, when I level up, do my ability modifiers change?
So how I do it, every 3 levels, you get a +2 to your stats, so that you won't get another. Your stats won't increase until you guys reach level 6.
No worries.
What level are we?
Level 3.
All right.
I think diplomacy would be good.
Okay, then roll a diplomacy check.
It does make sense to roll charisma or whatever it is you're doing right now.
Yeah.
17 again. +5 is 22.
Cool. All right.
Let's get this party started.
All right. So, do you want to describe what you do for your dance?
What I'd like to do first of all is get the lizards lured. So what I do is walk on my own, slowly, with a serious look on my face. The 3 guards turn towards me, wondering what I'm wanting, wondering if I'm hostile. Then I'd like the music to cue at that point, and then just start moving my body ever so sensually, and sort of making circular movements around the area. And then,
James, do you want to show us, like, let's do a personal demonstration of what you're talking about, just so that we can, so Trevor can...
I think a literary description is sufficient.
Nah, I think you need an actual dance so that we can understand what you're doing, so we know the signal.
Well, what George said before was he'd use his fingers to sort of...
Who's George?
Nick said that, you know, we get him to lure them seductively and sensually towards the sort of performance stage. So really this is just the introductory movements, and then the full sort of seductive dance begins when I get to that area with the chair. And I just start to you know, thrust my hips, and eventually once they start to settle, I rip off my shirt and I look like Tarzan, and I'm sort of holding the chair above my head, and then I'm showing my abs fully flexed. I'm you know,
Do you have a...
I'm turning around, I'm showing them my
You have a Tarzan body?
I'm sort of clenching my glutes, and I'm smacking my ass, and then I sort of invite them further into fold, and I'm around the pole, I'm dancing, I'm swinging around the sort of makeshift pole, and then I just get them to come near me, I get them to touch my chest, get them to feel my legs, my massive thighs.
Oh, that would feel so weird, that touch. Just like, oh.
I need to ask, just for my own benefit, have you got a luscious hairy chest, or are you clean shaven?
I'm clean shaven. Like I'm just completely
like a
hairless.
porn star. Oh.
My whole chest is bronzed, because of all the sun I've been getting. But years ago, I'd actually laser treatment removed my hair, pretty much, with the exception of my face and my head. So there's no need to worry from that point of view. All the muscles are there for people to appreciate.
Okay. So you do all that. I should also preface, you might not want them touching you, because do you remember when I told you that they don't really have arms, they just have, like, blades on their hands?
Oh, yeah. That's even kinkier.
Well,
oh, yeah, boy.
Are you saying there's no safe way? Is there a safe way we can interact physically?
Well, okay, you remember how they can take off their, like, metal attachments? And they have the little stubby arms?
Well, if that helps them to feel my body, then I think I would invite them to have a feel. Okay. So naturally, they would probably want to remove the...
You show your ass and they touch it, just have a nice...
Like, I invite them to like, I take one of their little tiny hands and I put it down my jocks, and I let them briefly touch the genitals.
No, we're not having that one. No, it's too much.
No, it's his dance.
No.
He's got to choose to dance.
I only let them touch them for like 2 seconds, and I pull their hand out, and I keep dancing around them.
It's like a taste tester at Baskin Robbins, so you only get like a sample of the full product.
And any touches are like completely consensual, I should add. I'm inviting them to touch.
Do they? So you consent. That's the main thing.
Alright, okay,
Just so
so,
Google
alright,
knows.
I'm gonna have you do one more thing. I want you to roll a reflex saving throw.
A reflex saving throw?
Yes.
What's your bonus for it too? Please be 0.
20!
Oh, that's such
Oh,
a
nice. Okay, roll again for the confirmation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, again.
9.
Okay, so as you are doing this dance, one of the things you notice as you're touching this tree is it has 3-inch thorns covering the entire thing. But because of all of your expertise, you expertly just like sensually go around all of the thorns, and it enhances the effect of your performance.
Is
that
it the
was
danger
so
that
lucky,
really,
James.
that sort of the risk and reward kind of thing, does that make the show just ever so hotter for the lizards?
How many of them have we lured?
Okay, so those 3 of them have come down. I'm going to roll percentile dice to see if any of them are attracted to this.
Please be a high number. Please be a high number.
Okay, so they come down and they look at you and they get confused for a second. And then one of them very hesitantly, slowly, like, goes forward with an initial air of like going to like arrest you, and then starts like poking you nervously, not in a sensual way, just not sure how to deal with the situation, but interested at the very least.
Oh, make sure you do the groaning noise as well.
The other 2 seem a little confused and looking between each other and you guys, and yeah, do you guys wish to spring the trap after this performance?
None of them have saw hands anymore, do they? Have they taken them off?
Okay, the one that
Are they
approached
taking them off?
the one that approached James, or the Hugh, did take theirs off. The other 2 still have them on.
Well,
Maybe
I
we
wanna
shouldn't
ask
attack
a
yet.
question.
We shouldn't attack yet because they've still got the metal.
I don't think the other 2 are going to take them off.
Ah,
Is there a possibility I could make them a bit hotter and get them going?
Okay,
the
what
motor
are you
running.
thinking to do?
Well, I was thinking maybe I could, the one that's near me, I could invite him to have a field down there on the front, and just
has he got the
See if he
blades
can-
on still? So he just chops them off.
see if he can hold on to something and take it out for everyone to see. Do
So
you think that would make them attracted?
Okay, so you could try it if you want. But I will just say, when they take off the blade hands, the hands are just like stumps. They don't have like fingers or anything.
Mm.
That means they can't fight back.
Yeah, they're really useless once they don't have those on for fighting.
Fair enough.
You gotta keep seducing them, James. Otherwise,
Well, I want to ask you, Dungeon Master, how likely it is I can actually seduce them.
I'll say it's pretty unlikely, but if you come up with something, my players
Well-
always surprise me, so, I never really know what's gonna happen.
Fair enough. I like to consider whether I can use my knowledge of reptiles to perform dance moves that would be possibly more naturally attractive to their species.
Okay, roll a knowledge animal check.
I've got an 11, plus 4 is 15.
As best you can think, what you're doing is good. It just seems like the other 2 might just not be as attracted to you as the one that is next to you is. But yeah,
Okay.
you can't think of anything in particular.
Over to you,
Start shooting.
Julian. And
Do you guys-
Noodler.
Do you guys want to spring the trap then? You did get one of them to take off their weapons, so that's pretty good.
what do you think, Julian?
I reckon it's time.
All right, let's do it.
Also, none of them have noticed all of you guys hiding, so.
Sweet.
Excellent.
Okay, so
So
go for whatever you want to do.
I'll take the left one. Or we'll shoot the ones at the back first.
Yep.
James can deal with the front.
Sounds good.
I'll take the left, you take the right.
Yep.
Which one do you want Garrow to take?
There's none left then, because we've taken.
Is Garrow stronger than us?
Yes, Garrow's much stronger than both of you.
Should we
So
call
maybe-
Virtuous over?
Yeah, I reckon we get our cavalry to start the charge. Tom and I both take the left one, and Garrow can start sniping the right one on his own.
And I would say that, well, I will start attacking the one in front of me, along with Winnie the Pooh hole.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, roll all of your attacks then.
19.
Oh, you got it. Wait, did
That's
you
the best
roll
roll.
a flat 19?
Yeah.
Are these
I believe that's a critical hit, so you get to double your damage.
So it's 19 plus 9. Is that right?
Yeah.
No, where's the damage?
So damage is the last column.
1d6.
Yeah. So it's those. So are you using your one of you have? I think you have 5 stone arrows. So are you using your stone arrows?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then yeah, it'll be a d6 plus. I think it's just a d6 flat. So it'll be a d6, and then.
I got a 6.
Oh, nice job. And then what was your weapon head for those arrows again?
Large.
What does it do?
Plus 1 damage against large mammals and reptiles.
Okay, so these are reptiles. So if you want to add the +1 to that as well.
So, oh, I see. So it goes up to 7 and then doubled?
Yeah, 7 and then doubled.
14.
Okay, so then you were attacking the left one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then you definitely hit them. So you do 7 damage to them.
14.
What's the 14 for?
Because I got a critical hit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 14. Thank you. I did forget about that. Okay, so you do that. And then okay, and then Tom, what is your damage? What's your attack first?
So I rolled a 12. I have a +5 attack bonus, +1 for damage for large mammals and reptiles.
So
that's.
the +1 is only to your damage. So this is just your accuracy first.
Oh, sorry. So 17.
17 to hit. Okay, so that hits. So now do your damage.
So that's a 3 damage because I've got 1d4.
Okay, so then you do 3 damage to that one. Okay, and then oh, you attack the same one that
Yep.
Okay, so
I'm attacking the one that Nick attacked, yeah.
Okay, cool. So then Garrow, I'll do Garrow's in a second. So then what is James's attack and Winnie's attack?
10.
10 total?
Yep.
Okay, so you take out your spear and you go to stab the one in front of you, and you try to stab them, but your spear like hits their scales and then slides off of them and doesn't do any damage.
Okay.
Okay, so now
So
Winnie can do their attack now.
First roll was for the bite, which was a 7, plus 4 is 11. Second roll is for claw number 1, which was 11, plus 4 is 15. And the second claw is 16, plus 4 is a 20.
Okay, so the
11, 15, and 20.
Okay, so when he goes in for the bite, bites on the scales, and the teeth don't penetrate the scales, so that does no damage, but both of the claw attacks do penetrate the scales, and so you can roll the damage for both of those.
Okay, so that would be a d4. The first, I have rolled a 1, plus 2 for damage, that's a 3, isn't it? And then the second...
Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
The second claw, I've also rolled a 1, plus 2 is 3 damage.
Okay, so you do 6 damage to them, and then do you wish to start a grapple for free? Because if you hit with both of your claw attacks, you can do that.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Winnie starts grappling that one. And yeah, and then I'll do Garrow. So Garrow throws their big boomerang at the right one, and it does indeed hit. And it deals... Jeez, dude, you have scary attacks. Okay. 13 damage. So they do a decent amount to them. And then I'm just gonna, we could do, okay, here, this is up to you guys. If you want to do combat, you can. If not, your attack did a lot of damage to them, and they're all very injured. So you're gonna kill them very quickly. So do you want to play that out, or do you want to just say you kill them and go from there?
Let's just say we win the fight. We won. We're winners.
Is everyone cool with that?
Okay.
Sure.
Time.
I mean, didn't really
James,
test out
obviously
my
not
new
fine.
spear.
James, you're obviously not fine with it.
Yeah, can we assume that you guys get rid of the other two? Can I just like get the pleasure of killing my one?
Yeah, just let James kill his one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll just have
I mean,
the
he
two
hasn't
of you
put
do
his
it.
He'll
he
have to
hasn't
get
put
to
his
one.
swords on yet, right? I mean,
Yeah,
he's grappled.
Yeah, and yeah, there's a lot of issues right now.
So it's my turn, right?
Slightly.
Yeah, so I guess I'll
worked
say we'll do initiative, so just roll a d20 plus your initiative bonus.
15.
Okay, so you go first, so you and Winnie can go.
All right. You first. 19.
Okay, that
And my
definitely
attack
hits.
bonus is +5, so 24.
Okay, that definitely hits.
Okay, I'll roll for the d10, which is my 10.
Oh, jeez, nice job. Okay, so then you did 13 damage, so you stab them, and it stabs into their chest, and it does a lot of damage. Now do you want Winnie to attack them?
Okay, Winnie, your turn.
Is Winnie
15.
still grappling?
Yes.
I'm rolling for Winnie's first attack, which is to bite. Yeah.
Okay,
Which is 15 plus 4, which is 19.
that hits.
And do I roll for his claws as well?
If you want to,
Okay.
I'll
I
just
will.
say they're looking extraordinarily weak, so the bite is probably going to finish them off.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
10 plus 4 is 14,
Okay, that hits.
and 6 plus 4 is 10.
That does not hit, so 1 claw and 1 bite.
Okay, bite will be rolling a d6. Okay, d6 is a 5, plus 2 is 7.
Okay. Another thing I just remembered is that you have Hide Piercer for your spear, so that does do a -2 damage against reptiles, so it's a
sorry,
little
yeah.
bit less damage.
Okay.
But Winnie more than made up for it.
Okay, and then the next one is the claw number 1, and I roll a 1, plus 2 is 3.
Okay.
So overall, I'm damaging with 7.
Okay, so you stab them, and then Winnie bites them and claws at them and just eviscerates the the Draken, and it is very, very dead.
Very good.
Nice.
So, good job.
Oh, Tom and I, we used stone arrows, right? Does that mean I have to change it to a ×4?
Oh no, so you can recover your arrows. Like, if you win a fight, you can do that. The only reason that you might lose it is if you get in a fight or you're hunting and you shoot something and it gets away, and then your arrow, like, is embedded in that.
Okay.
So yeah. So you get all your arrows back now. Okay, so you successfully did that. Now you have all of them. Are you guys going to craft their skin into fake outfits for everybody?
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
Garrow kind of looks at them and says, "Okay, well, do you, the 3 of you want to take care of this, and I'll just stay on the outskirts."
Yes, he should actually stop playing Never Gonna Give You Up and start playing We Are the Champions.
Okay.
I like that.
Two things. One, both Garrow and the boat person are gender neutral, so they also
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah, no worries. We gotta get used to it. I've been messing. Garrow is the character that I've inserted for myself to help you guys in the campaign. As like I put myself in Garrow and I misgender my fucking self all the time, so it's okay. So then Garrow. So Garrow also isn't the one playing. It's Chiron who's the one playing.
Oh yeah.
And Chiron disappears after the song is played. So.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. But I'm presuming the three of you are going to get dressed up, and Garrow will just stay on the outside then.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. All right, so I want.
We need a getaway
everybody-
driver.
Hmm?
We need a getaway driver.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I want all of you to roll a craft armor to make these look good.
Okay.
Oh, I totally forgot to do the disguise check to put grass on James, but that's okay, whatever.
I rolled a 19 for armor.
Ooh, nice job.
Ooh, hello.
Okay, so Nick, did you roll yours?
Yep, I got a 17 plus 7. 24.
Nice job. Okay. James, did you do yours?
Oh, right. Yeah, of course. 11 plus 1 is 12.
Okay. So you guys make some armor kind of suits. They look decent. You think hopefully these will work out and these will trick them. So yeah, do you guys now want to wander into the camp and do anything in particular?
Well, we didn't actually think that far, but our plan was to infiltrate this little dragon's den. So essentially, we want to find out as much information as possible without causing any stir or bringing any attention to ourselves.
Maybe we can waltz up to the front gate. Wait, did we leave like pools of blood all over the floor from where we skinned the lizards, or did we hide them?
Did we clean it up?
I assumed you guys left and did it someplace else.
All right. Well, what if we walk up to the front gate as the lizards, whose names were I can't think of a single name, but anyway, and we walk up and we pretend to be them, and we tell the other lizards at the front gate, we just had a very special time with Hugh Jazdek just down the hill over. If you want to go and get your feathers ruffled. And then all of them will definitely take our advice and go have a group session down the hill. And that means there's no guards left and we can just waltz on into camp.
Sounds good.
Groupie.
Okay. So you guys go up to the area where the guards were gone, and you look around in that area, and you realize, oh wait, you killed all the guards there, so there's actually no guards anyway. So you can just go in whenever you want.
Well, that sounds good.
Okay, so do you guys want to go into the camp then?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Alright, so you guys wander into the camp. The camp is, just to kind of refresh, it's this just kind of open campground kind of thing, with some little, like, hide tents that have been set up all over the place. There's one big hide tent, which is where the dragon is inside doing stuff with all those liquids. And then there's also an area where there are some cages that have humanoids and their reptilian companions with them. So you guys wander into camp. Nobody seems to pay you much mind. You guys' outfits actually look pretty convincing, so nobody notices that you look different. So yeah, what are you gonna do?
Search the place, I guess. See what's around.
I agree.
Okay, what are you looking for?
Anything.
I don't really know, to be honest.
Well, so
We're searching for anything that's like sort of unknown, I guess, or something that could be useful for us while we're on this quest, I guess.
Yeah, well, I imagine me walking into an RPG town and just talking to the locals and searching every single house, uninvited, for treasure, and then figuring out what the bloody objective was in the first place, which is to find out the dragon's secret or something?
No, so the goal here is to kill the dragon and free the humanoids.
How
Well,
are the
that's the
cages
problem.
locked?
From my understanding, we are very much outmatched compared to even one dragon.
Well, this
Is that
dragon is
correct?
young. That's why you guys were sent on this, because they thought there was a chance to kill the dragon, because it's like a child, basically.
Well, before I
dragon.
get to the dragon, my point of view would be to not get caught and search around for any resources we could scavenge here, and any information that will help us to defeat the dragon in terms of finding a weakness, or maybe finding some gear that the dragon doesn't, well, that would penetrate the dragon's scales.
Okay, so...
So,
Oh,
how are the cages locked? Are they keys? Can we look for keys?
yeah, okay, so what I will say is, and this is something that you learned last session, Nick. The last time you tried to open up the small cage that was inside the dragon's area, when you tried to do it, the person inside told you that the cage is locked with magic, and the
That's
only way to
right.
get rid of it is if the dragon is dead.
Rip.
So that's one of the, so I'll just say, like, when you look over at the cages, they seem to be locked in the exact same way. There's no, like, it doesn't seem like they should be locked. It seems like they should just be able to open up, but, you know, magic presumably is keeping them like that. So then what I would say, let's see, so James, do you actually want to talk to some of the Draken?
Yeah, I just want to strike up maybe a friendly conversation.
Okay. Does
So
anyone...
what am I-
No, sorry, what?
I'm just considering what are my goals, and one of them is to kill this dragon, and maybe another one is to free the slaves, and thirdly to maybe find out more information about the dragons that will allow me to continue to slay their asses.
And then, Tom, you wanted to just look around, looking for material, like for stuff that you can take? Is that what you were going for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay, so then, and then Nick, did you want to look at anything else?
How many lizards are around?
Rough count, it looks to be about 30.
Okay. Just spread relatively evenly.
Yeah, there's quite a few guarding, like, the cages where the humanoids are, and then there's some kind of on the outskirts of camp, like, in the place where you lured some of the other guards out, but just in different areas, looking out. And then it seems like there's some that are, like, inside of the tents as well, presumably either sleeping or eating or doing something.
I would like to start poking my head into various tents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I will say is that Nick and Tom, you guys are kind of doing similar things, so I'm just going to say roll one perception check to do all of that, and then James will get to you in just a second.
For perception.
I got a 1.
Oh, you got a critical 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, roll again.
9 plus a bonus of 4, so that's 13.
Okay, so how I do it, when you get a 1 or a 20, you don't add anything to it. It'll a 1 fails no matter what, and then the next roll is just a scale of 1 to 20 how good or bad the failure was. So you don't add anything to that, just so you know. That's how I
9.
do it. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
so okay, and then what was yours, Nick?
19.
So you guys look around for quite a while, and you kind of poke your heads inside the tents, and the tents just seem to be, like, inside there's either Draken sleeping, or they're like eating a meal in there or something like that, or they're just kind of sitting, talking maybe, but they're not doing anything in particular. They all kind of just look up at you and nod when you look inside. You don't find any empty tents, but eventually let's see. So Nick, you end up finding like what looks to be like a pile of leftover arrows, presumably from some of the humanoids. And so you pick up some of those. So then I will
Indeed.
say you can add an additional 5 stone arrows to your thing. And you find one, and they're all the same head shape as yours. And then
Yep.
you find a single obsidian arrow. And this obsidian arrow has a jagged tip. So this obsidian arrow will do 1d10 damage, and the jagged tip is extra damage against humanoids, but less damage against basically everything else. Tom, you start looking around, and you peek your head into one of the tents while Nick is looking in a slightly different place. And as you peek your head in, you trip a little bit, falling down directly into a fire that that they've set up inside of one of the tents. And so I guess, yeah, roll a reflex save.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I rolled an 18 plus a 6.
Okay.
So 24.
Nice.
So you fall face first into the fire. You do take a little bit of damage. You take 3 fire damage, so just take 3 off of your health, please. But you're able to get out of it quickly
it's
before it
29.
does too much.
So 29, so I'm on 26 now. Cool.
Cool. So that's that. You end up not finding anything particularly useful. You end up spending a lot of your time convincing the other Draken that you're okay because they're worried that you know, fell in a fire.
I'm so relieved.
Yeah. All right, and then James. So you go up to one of the Draken. What do you want to say to them?
So I've just thought of an idea that it would be suspicious to ask information about the dragons and their weaknesses, and certain questions would not come off right. So I'd rather like to find out, maybe find a cage containing one of their prisoners and speak to that person for more information, hopefully in a fairly secluded zone of the camp.
Okay. There's not really a like super stealthy place that you can do it, but it seems like when you if you approach the cage, the other Draken don't even look twice at you, so you probably could just talk to them quietly, and they probably wouldn't care that you were talking to them.
Yeah, and if I'm in front of people and they come by me, I suddenly use a hostile voice and think, "Shut up, you little pig, you know, subhuman."
Okay.
You,
So what are you asking the person? So you can go up and you find, like, there's lots of people. You can talk to whoever you want. What would you like to say?
as in the prisoners?
Yeah.
What got you here? How did you get here?
One of them, a dwarf, looks up and says, well, I was just out trying to sell jewelry to some Marin seafaring people, and they came and attacked a bunch of us, killed a bunch of us, and captured me and my companion and brought us here, and that's really what happened to me. And asking
Good to
everybody
hear.
else, they have similar stories.
What kind of magic is binding this cage?
They all kind of look at each other saying, like, I don't know, and then one person comes up and says, it's some of the magic that dragons have that humanoids aren't able to use. We're not really sure what is keeping us here, but it seems to be tied to the dragon as best we understand. If the dragon can either choose to release it, or if the dragon dies, then the magic will go away.
I see. Well, hopefully that dragon doesn't die, you stupid idiots. Anyhow, what's my next question is, does the dragon have any weaknesses? Not that I want to kill him or anything.
Well, as far as we know, we don't know of anything in particular. But I mean, the dragon is pretty young, so there's probably a chance to be able to kill them.
Okay, I've had enough. What else do you want to tell me? You disgusting pest.
I don't know if there's anything
Wink,
else that can
wink.
be help.
That's very flirtatious. I love it.
Yeah. Oh.
I've got to go, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, same.
Okay. Well, so
I
yeah.
think what I've gained from this conversation is that the next step is, unless there's anything else to do, is to probably launch an assault on the dragon and slay it.
Okay.
Wow. Straight to it.
And also
All right.
30 reptiles.
Yeah. What about the other lizards?
Before I do that, I want to ask a little bit more, but I think we'll leave it to next time. Probably about what those chemicals are and whether they're harmful and whether it would be prudent to attack the dragon in a different location. But we'll see.
Lure him with a trap. I love it.
Maybe we
Yeah.
can make the chemicals into Agent Orange.
Have a Paleolithic day.
Thank you. You too. That's a good one. I like that. So, that was the end of the third session. I hope you all are enjoying listening to these, and I hope you're all having as much fun as we are. If you're interested in any of the background lore, classes, species, or anything else related to the campaign, let me know in the comments below, and I'll find a way for people to see them. If you're enjoying this series and want to stay updated on when the next episodes are out, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving the video a like. Well, until next time,